this is Patrick with The Bark Knight, and these are my 10 tips for your first cruise experience. Recently, I went on my first cruise, and there were a few things I wish I'd known beforehand. To put it in perspective, I went on a cruise for 4 nights to Mexico and back out of Tampa, Florida. All in all, really great experience, and I would recommend it for anybody who's considering it. So, let's get into it. So 1. The cruise shuttle. While actively available and possibly convenient, this may not be the most cost-effective solution. We found that an Uber costs less than half the cost of the shuttle. 2. Bring Formalwear. There are a lot of nice restaurants you can get reservations at that require it, but regardless, you do not want to be the worst dressed person on this cruise. Plus, there are a lot of nice whiskey bars, a lot of nice restaurants and events that you'll want to be dressed up for. 3. The all-you-can-drink package is only worth it if you're going to drink a lot. It was $100 a person, so in my group of 2, that's $200 total per day. It takes a lot of $10 drinks to hit that, and not a single day did I spend $100 at the bar. Consider that when having a wine night, instead of buying glass by glass by glass at the bar, it may be more cost effective to simply buy a bottle of wine, and they let you take it out of the restaurants, they let you take it out of the bar, and things like that. So another option for that. One thing to consider too is the non-alcoholic package. This may be worth it if you don't feel like carrying your own water bottle or going and visiting the water stations. They will deliver these things right to your room. You just have to ask for it. 4. Auto-Gratuity. Every single item I purchased on this ship had an 18% auto-gratuity added. This is just something you should be aware of so that you're not adding on top of that if you don't mean to. Some people will go above and beyond, and some items will be deeply discounted to the point where 18% isn't sufficient, so just be aware of it, plan for it, react to it. 5. Room service meals may be included in your tickets, so look into it. It may be nice to have a good dinner right on the balcony one night. Just be aware that if you're having dinner in your room, that you might run into things that you wouldn't run into at a restaurant, like loud music, smokers, things like that. Also, be sure to check for things like your silverware, your condiments, and things like that, because you don't want somebody to have to go all the way back and then come back and you've been waiting for 20 minutes for the person to get back with a spoon. 6. Pack Dramamine. So this is a motion or seasickness medicine. You don't want to need this and not have it. Also, even if you aren't prone to seasickness, if you hit very harsh waters, this might come in handy. 7. Food reviews. Look into this before you pick a ship. You do not want to pick a ship where the only good food you have to pay extra for. You have to pay extra for a lot of things already, and it's already an expensive trip. So you do not want to add on to that every single meal. 8. Look at ship activities in advance. If you only have adults in your group, it may be worth going on an adults-only ship. On ships with children, they design a lot of events around children, so you may find that you're pretty limited in your selection if you've chosen one of those ships when you don't need to. 9. The Wi-Fi package. This very likely is not going to be worth the money whatsoever. Everybody we talked to said it still didn't work for them, so they were left paying for something that gave them nothing. Plus, great opportunity to just unplug for a trip. Be aware that you should download things like audiobooks, music, movies, anything you might need in advance. 10. Something I had no idea about. You may feel imbalanced as if you're still on a cruise for a few days afterwards. This is relatively normal, but if it lasts more than a few days, contact the doctor. And that's all. I hope if you're considering doing a cruise, this helped give you some things to consider. If you have some tips of your own, please add those to the comments. I may do a follow-up on my next trip, but until then, thank you so much.